grab.
Wow. Day 2 here in Limerick, EUC 2023, and we are fully underway. First full day of play, and we are starting things off in the mixed division with Poland versus Lithuania. My name's Lee Burgess. I'm joined alongside by Christina Obermeyer. How are you this morning, Christina?
I'm great. I'm super excited. The weather is better. It's not too windy. It's mild, I would say. Not a lot of sun, but we can hope for some more later on. And these two teams, they're going to battle for everything. We've seen both of them at Windmill, but not so much but else. And both these nations don't quite have that big tradition of playing mixed at EUC or playing at EUC at all. I know Lithuania have played last cycle, but I don't think they ever played a European event before that. So I love that they're establishing themselves. And Poland, on the other hand, they have a mix of focusing on single gender or mixed, whatever players feel like. And this time around, they wanted to go with a strong mixed team. And I am excited to see what these Polish lads and ladies can do.
Yeah, Poland, of course, were here last year and finished, I say last year, I mean 2019, last EUC, and finished 9th place, although their best ever finish was in 2011, where they came 7th. So they'll be looking to match or beat that. Lithuania, on the other hand, finished 17th in 2019, which I feel is a fairly achievable result to beat.
Yeah.
Definitely a good aim.
For their first time of asking.
Yeah. They'll be out here looking to make some names for themselves. Lithuania is not the biggest ultimate country in the world, but they've obviously did some damage at the European Indoor Championships last year, which you had the pleasure of solo casting almost the entirety of.
Oh, yeah. Well, Lithuania are impressive indoors, definitely are. I'm wondering if they can adjust to conditions outside to, you know, show us, like, I don't know, but they play indoors quite a bit. No wind changes indoor conditions because there is no wind, obviously. And we talked to one of the assistant coaches, and he said that it would be a very different game if conditions of yesterday would apply. So yeah, whatever happens, I guess. But for now, good conditions in favor of the Lithuanians.
So we are underway. Poland starting out on offense with the classic horizontal stack. Shabika at the back. Nice give going movement forwards. Had a power position, but no deep options available. Fakes the break, goes middle, and a big run-through block to open up proceedings. Basus for Lithuania. Their first break chance of the game. Opting for a vertical stack. Trapped on the sideline, though. Good up-line cut to reset the stall. Stall count rising. To find the option in the backfield. And another run-through block. This time, Zizek gets the block for Poland. Shlbika. Dida. No force just yet. On the near side, shooting into the end zone. And Poland do hold their first offense of the game.
And that is bookends for number 12, Zizek. Definitely one to watch, apparently, according to our sources. And I think Poland did very well the second time around, really moving the disc, keeping in flow. Lithuania, on the other hand, they did put pressure on. They did get a run-through block, but then couldn't quite commit to their offense, as that defense occurred because of throw was a bit too far in front. And yeah, excited for this game. It already showed us how intense it'll be, how hard thought, and it's only 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, both teams getting run through blocks on each other. So this could go either way. See what Poland have in store for us on defense. Decent pull, getting beyond the brick mark. Conditions at the moment are fairly still. So there's none of this upwind, downwind play we had yesterday. Big shot to the end zone. Beautifully weighted, but oh dear. That's not ideal. Looks like he's okay. Modestas Gauba with the deep cut, and
I'm glad those are these fences are flexible and actually falling down with the impact. And quick to put up again by some volunteers in the back.
so Poland with their first break chance of the game. No clean hold so far. And push back into the end zone. Tight defense from Lithuania, forcing them back. They have absolutely nothing upfield. And the first upfield pass does go out of bounds. Impressive defense from Lithuania.
Yeah, it seems like those defensive sides have not quite gotten off to game speed yet. And Lithuania with a red zone opportunity there, just in front of the end zone.
So, not sure what this call is.
Violation of some sort.
So Davidas Galba. Hammer immediately over the top. And that will do it. Collected by his brother, Modestas Galba, on the far side of the end zone.
Yeah, those two were also players to watch for Lithuania. Of course, a brother connection. Who doesn't love that? And in general, Lithuania, we can expect more of that from them, I believe, because as we already pointed out, they are very good indoors. Hammers and scoobers. The creative shots are easy for them. Just part of their nature.
We take another look at that shot that went out the back of the end zone.
It is a beautiful shot, actually. Just carried along by the wind and
Whoops.
right into that Hungarian flag. I'm so glad we can show this, and this means the player is fine.
Yeah.
Ooh, and that pulled towards our camera. Not quite in.
Not quite. So Makarudi with the disc for Poland. Pretty good field position. Nice inside break to start things off, and some give go across the front of the end zone. Had an option, but chose to holster it. Poland playing patient. Rudy back with the disc now. Another inside break, but straight into a defender. Lithuania choose to go deep straight away. There are some bodies underneath it, but what a snag. Lithuania maintain possession. Bashkis gets it back. Looking for something upfield. Close defensive pressure from Poland, but Lithuania maintain possession. Nice around break. No continuations though. Glanis finds the swing to Bashkis. This is looking much better from Lithuania. Managing to string some passes together. A pretty good field position, but...
An uncontested foul stops the play.
This will give them a chance just to catch their breath a little bit. And refocus for another go offense. And a point block. So Poland once again. Looks off the deep shot. Swinging it around the back. Now they find a gainer. Nice upline cut. And an immediate deep shot. Wide open receiver in the end zone. Does bring it down. Nicely done from Poland.
Yeah, great stuff. Good composure. And again, second time they get an offensive possession in this point. They managed to make it work. It seems like they're always looking for a good position to huck it from. So all they're doing is sitting. Ooh, and I see
Savage.
that point
Savage
block
point
again. Sechkovska with that up the line, setting up perfectly. And that deep shot just hangs for ages.
Yeah. Nice snag from Kaczmarek in the end zone. And even though the receiver was in the same third, the throw was out wide enough for the receiver to read it nice and easily. So, well executed throw. Required a little bit of a play at the end, but nothing that Kaczmarek can't handle.
We're here for it. We're here for all the good plays. Want to do them now. This is what you prepared for. Ooh, and that disc also, again, very close to our...
Yeah, they need to do better than that if they want us to catch it.
Oh, I bet it'll hit us at some point.
So Lithuania sent to the disc. Continue running out of this vertical stack. Deep shot, arcing into the end zone. And it is brought down. Another expansive end zone shot from Lithuania. They get their second point on the board.
That was the first clean hold we've seen this game, and they did it to perfection. The defense maybe wasn't quite there because it was some people very, very open. But in general, Lithuania very creative, as you already pointed out. Great gives and goes, and they don't care about losing a few yards to get their primary handlers into a very good position. And that shot was expensive. Great read on it as well. You're all tied up 2-1-2. I think this game would look very different in yesterday's conditions. And I'm so glad we get to see these players show us their best. To be fair, there's quite a bit of wind around. Just upwind, downwind conditions more than the sideways wind we got at times. You can see the EUF flag in the back going towards the rest of the pitches.
And so far, all of the scores have been in this slightly downwind end zone, which does favor Lithuania's more expansive end zone shots. We'll have to see what happens if a break occurs and Lithuania have to start throwing these expansive shots upwind. I'm sure they're more than capable. So zone look briefly, but now Lithuania have tightened up. Dejik goes up line to Rudy. More quick movement across the front of the end zone, but Lithuania's defense stands strong. No one back in the reset space, but they do find an underneath cut. Foul call.
Maybe a lot of contact on that up the line cut for Duda.
Still can't rising. But there we are. Poland do find a release valve. And they get their first clean hold of the game.
Everything you can do, I can do better? I don't know. Better, but well, they managed that as well. I didn't like the over the top arcing blade Lithuania put, but on the other hand, seeing clean red zone offense is also a great thing to watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, very much feels like both teams have warmed up into this game now. All of those early game nerves, putting discs slightly in the wrong space.
It is their first game of the tournament as well. We saw the opening game yesterday. Hopefully, I hope you saw that as well. And another game in the women's division, but no games mixed yet, besides that Ireland-Germany matchup. So getting used to the conditions for a few points, I mean, that's allowed, I think. We can grant them that.
So inbounds pull for the first time in a few points. Well fielded. Some give goes at the back from Lithuania, and they're already at half field. This is excellent pull fielding technique. Deep shot goes up, has a receiver underneath it, and makes the play. Easy catch for Ernestas Viskoskis.
That stack was static for quite some time. There wasn't really anything coming from it, but it didn't have to be because they were working it out of that hander set. You see expansive footwork out of Gauba, sorry. And that shot just weighted perfectly. Even appealing the defender peeling off for Poland, but that disc was never go anywhere. It was never going to go anywhere else but the hands of the Lithuanian target.
Straight to the receiver. That's what we like to see.
Do we? I like a good air fight now and then. But yes, of course,
well,
we always root for offense, don't we?
Good. We root for good ultimate.
Yeah.
That was good ultimate.
That was good ultimate. I'll take that.
We see Poland's D-line huddled up on the far side of the pitch, trying to work something out. Lithuania have put a few pretty easy points on the board at this point, so they have some work to do. But Poland now, just marching down the pitch. Open side under after open side under. And there's a shot to the end zone. Flashy layout grab for the score. Another clean hold.
Clean hold after clean hold. Well, this game is really something. I did quite expect it, but not in that fashion that we're seeing it, you know? It's just played to perfection. And I know we should expect that. They're national teams after all. You see that layout grab, putting their body on the line. Kaczmarek. Well, to finish my point, I know we should expect that, but having it at a 9 a.m. game with two teams that might just be not the title contending, but up there with the maybe second row teams. Yeah, love to see that.
Yeah, Ian French had both these teams as quarterfinalist hopefuls in his tier list.
Is that
his blog?
third tier then? So second is quarterfinal list, and third is Hopefuls.
Third or fourth, I can't remember. But yeah, both teams in that same kind of bracket. Big IO break towards the end zone. Nicely done once again. Lithuania doing a really good job of punishing Poland's lack of breakside defense.
Yeah, we've seen these shots taken by Lithuania again and again, and Gaba seems to be one of their favorite targets. The big frame and really a lot of playing experience. The captain as well, and only, can you believe it, only 25 years old?
Well, playing with some fantastic maturity out here at UC. The sun's even coming out for us, Christina.
Oh yeah, we love that. That's amazing.
So it's been nothing but clean holds for a little while now, which means the pressure is mounting for these O-lines. Poland marked the disc down very comfortably last point. Let's see if they can do that again. Schlepika, up line to Rudy. There's a call downfield.
Looks like quite a bundle of players in the middle, so maybe a pick was called. Fortunately, no hand signals, but figure it out. They will figure it out. We will talk about it.
So Rudy with the disc for Poland. Finds the shot inside. Immediate continuation into the end zone, and there we are. Another clean hold.
So you talked about the Polish defense disregarding the break side of the Lithuanians. Well, I would call out Lithuania a little bit for disregarding the open side, because just because you're on that far side doesn't mean you can stop pushing your player away from that open side. I know the field just gets wider and need to cover a little more space, but that's just too easy. 2 shots into the middle and then the onwards continuation into the end zone.
Well, that was the break side. They were forcing back at that point.
Well, then forget whatever I said.
It was very, very good dump swing style offense. Getting the disc that break side, and then the receivers are just going to be open because the defense doesn't quite have time to adjust. But in previous points, I absolutely agree with you. Lithuania have been a little bit lax on putting pressure on these open side undercuts. So maybe the backhand force was an attempt at doing something about that, but no problems for Poland. Immediate deep cut out of the handler space. Well, that disc is thrown straight to a defender.
Thrown. Mac down by.
Mac down.
Like throwing 2. I didn't want to put you on the spot there, but throwing 2 calls for someone actually catching, right? Throwing to a defender.
Poland throw it straight back.
Okay.
No defenders are interested in catching their blocks today, so batting it to the ground.
I don't know why they're suddenly decide to do it that way, but fair enough. Let's change the game a little bit here.
Poland opting to put a trap zone on. And Lithuania respond by just playing on that side of the pitch. Big hammer into the end zone. And a fantastic grab by Modestas Goba. Good focus to bring that very bladey hammer in. And Lithuania's expansive end zone offense continues to get the goods.
Oh, yeah. That was very impressive on the Lithuanian side. You pointed out that they were only playing on that far side of the pitch, but as long as you still have room to work it with, and you actually gain meters from doing it, so doing those give and goes and getting 2 to 3 meters every single time, and that cup not stopping you but letting you have that, like take that and wait for the expansive option. Wait for that one hammer you can put up to the other side of the field, or any other throw that works respectively. But so I really love that there's that setup, and they seem to not be impacted by the wind as much as I thought they might have to be. And those hammers work just as well outdoors as they do indoors for them. See a replay of that here. You know, they're getting the movement up the sideline and then
baiting the defense in, and then shooting it over the top.
Another sibling connection pass, I believe.
Yes, Garber to Garber. So as the players take a quick timeout, we will also have a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
We are Hive Ultimate, a group of players and coaches from all over the world working together to progress the next generation of Ultimate strategy. We've helped top teams win world championships and new teams introduce the sport in a fun and inclusive way. Search for Hive Ultimate on YouTube to learn more about our cutting-edge strategies and to see analysis of world-class teams. To find out what Hive can do for your team, head over to our Patreon page where you can gain access to our exclusive drills and session plans and to join our worldwide community of coaches. Get ahead of the curve with Hive Ultimate.
Well, welcome back to first half action, first game action for both these teams in the first full day of competition here at EUC 2023. You are locked in through ULTI.TV's coverage. Lou Burgess alongside Christina Obermeyer.
Yes, we are ready for you all day, all week. Live action. ULTI.TV, ULTI.TV, I want to say, on YouTube, free to watch. But if you want to help us out a little bit, we have a Patreon page. Have you heard of it? I hope you did. You have. And for as little as a cup of coffee or a pint a month or another beverage of your choice, you can give us some help with bringing you more and better coverage.
Yes, indeed, as Poland start from a pretty poor field position. It's a decent pull. Having to work all the way from inside their own half. Let's see if Lithuania have tightened up their defense at all. Poland continue to march down the field. Zizek goes in field to Rudy. Nice move across to that far side. And Poland do punch it in at the front of the end zone. Lithuania still have some questions they need to answer on defense. Poland looking comfortable.
They have, and I feel like both teams have looked pretty comfortable on their offensive side and not quite there yet on defense. And I know the Polish defense tried to switch it up a little bit with a zone, but Lithuania sliced through it, and with that matchup defense, Poland feels very comfortable to run through. And we talked to the Lithuanian coach before the game. He said that they have thought about systems to stop the quick give and go movement and stop the shots Poland are executing with perfection. And I haven't seen that yet, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what that might be.
Well, Poland haven't really been giving and going all that much. The real problem I feel that Lithuania are having is stopping these open side undercuts. But Poland, on the other hand, have yet to find answers to Lithuania's offense either. Scuba over the top. That is the hard counter to zone defense when going downwind. Lithuania just move the disc around the back. Nice shot through the middle. And into the end zone, past the bidding defender.
That was a late bid and an outstretched body for Poland there. But the way Lithuania play through that zone, you can just see that they know each other. They know what to do in these conditions and in these situations. Not afraid to pop it through and essentially use every person on the pitch. And I do think that we can see both Poland and Lithuania put their top 7 or like their very good players on their O-line, making sure that these O-lines commit and deliver. And the defense is just filled with athletic and just maybe also very good, but not quite as much experienced players with as much experience, which just makes it a little harder to work against this very good and experienced O-line side from both sides, respectively.
So there seems to be some discussion about the gender ratio.
Fortunately, our volunteers are taking stats, keeping track of that.
Yeah.
Someone else is also taking stats for us.
The issue was actually the wrong player throwing the pull.
Oh.
The ratio was correct, but it was a male matching player throwing the pull rather than a female matching player throwing the pull. We are, of course, playing the Liam Grant rule this tournament. So Rudy with the disc for Poland. Big IO break. And a continuation. Once again, Poland doing a great job of keeping the disc moving on the break side once they get it there. Just outside the end zone now. Staying patient though. Rudy looks off the first option and takes the second option. Little pop into the end zone to Dida. And another clean hold for Poland.
Yeah, and I want to highlight Eva Babula Duda there. She injured herself last year, and a year and a week ago had her surgery for her ACL. And I do believe the Polish team really pushed her to play with them in this tournament because she is such an important figure for them. And she managed to recover. All her tests are in the green, and that is just amazing news because she has been super important for Polish national teams before. I know she played on the World Games squad in 2016 and has been talismanic for Troubles, the Polish club side in the women's division as well.
Of course, she was on the Polish World Games team from 2017.
Oh, I said 16, it was 17, sorry about that.
Fantastic experience for the Polish scene, being able to host the World Games that year. But Lithuania off to the races now. Just giving and going through this Polish zone. And a knife into the end zone. More indoor ultimate out here in Limerick. You'll have to see it. Confident offense from Lithuania.
Yeah, this is just the throws Poland might be pushing for them to throw, but executed to perfection. I do believe, though, that that was a different zone than the one we saw before with 4 people in the cup. So trying to make it even harder to slice through it, but just didn't work out again, or it did work out very well for Lithuania. And I do believe we have Galaxy Point.
Galaxy Point indeed, but before that, teams will call a timeout, so we'll have a quick break. And we'll be right back after this. Galaxy Point here in the mixed division. Poland versus Lithuania. No breaks so far this point, this half even. And not that many turnovers, especially compared to yesterday. Conditions much more favorable. Although the sun has just gone in, which is disappointing.
It'll be back soon. And Poland opting to go offense, I believe, winning the flip. Can also go on offense now during this Galaxy Point.
Yeah, very important point for Poland, and a fantastic pull from Lithuania. They shoot deep immediately. And well collected, full pitch score for Poland. Nicely done. No fear. Fantastic deep cut by Podkieni.
We haven't seen that yet. Really, a deep shot from the start, from that one end zone to the other, and that was a perfect moment to put it up. Trust your receiver to get it, and jumping it in with grace means Poland win the first half.
Yeah, and they managed to do it just before the heavens opened. So nicely done from them, not having to play offense in the rain.
That's great. They're going to get to eventually, though, I think.
Well, they get to have a little break before then.
Yeah, seeking shade. Oh, shade. Well,
Shade.
shelter. Shelter, I would say. Underneath those tents. And that was the first half action in this first mixed round of games for you.
So as you can see there, 0 breaks is the real story of this first half. Poland slightly cleaner, 6 clean holds to 5. Neither defensive side really able to cause any consistent problems.
Yeah, it looks like a very clean game, and we saw that as well. And at the end, it comes down to the flip, I think. Because this is all like Poland have gotten from this game, is like they started an offense and pushed it through.
So second half about to get underway here in the mixed division at EUC 2023, Limerick, Ireland. Coverage from ULTI.TV all week long, free on YouTube. Lou Burgess alongside Christina Obermeyer. As we saw in that first half, very clean game so far, only 4 turnovers apiece. 3 of which for each team was in the first 3 points, but no breaks. So Poland managed to take half, having started on offense. And we're in a position to just trade this game out.
Yeah, both teams working very well. And I'm looking forward to see whether the conditions that are just a little rainy, but it might have already stopped again, will change the way teams will approach this game, or if mistakes will increase as well. And it's been only 40 minutes. This game has been very efficient, and I do feel that in most Ultimate games at an hour 10 minutes, you usually see a lack in concentration and energy. And I'm looking, it sounds a bit mean, but I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how teams will cope with that. And I don't mean it in a negative way whatsoever. I'm just excited to see how teams manage to overcome that.
So we see the teams taking their positions on the line.
So we just also heard that halftime is over, end of halftime. And these teams, of course, playing against each other today. And then they are in one pool with Austria and Switzerland as well. We have 4 initial pools. 3 of them are 4 teams, 1 of them is 5 teams. And after the pool phase, we go into power pools. That is 2 upper pools, 2 power pools and 1 lower pool. And then those lower pools still have the opportunity. The first and the second finishing team of the lower pool can still qualify for the quarter-final, the pre-quarter. Going quarter, semi, and then into the final, playing out the normal tournament tree.
Yeah, both these teams will be looking to push for those coveted quarter-final spots. But we have a long way to go. A long way to go in this game still. Lithuania immediately shoot deep. And a nice rundown at the back of the end zone. Confident opening point for Lithuania, and it's nothing but clean holds still.
Yeah, that is just weighted to perfection. And the wind has picked up a little bit. The rain has gone. The teams timed it perfectly this half to wait for the rain to commence and end as well. We see the replay here of that disc. It seems like it's picking up speed in the end zone, but Lithuanian player also picking up speed with it to catch it. So we see a woman pulling here. Of course, the Liam Grant pulling rule means that with the ABBA rule that we call the gender rule, ABBA, so you start with one gender of for example, 4 female and 3 male matching players. You would then switch to 2 points with male matching players, and whenever the gender of the higher count has is unaligned, it also this dominant gender has to also pull.
So Dida dumps back to Czepjiska, across to Bogani. Not able to break through this Lithuanian zone just yet. Rudy. Back across to Schlepika. Low catch from Rudy. Fakes the hammer, goes through the middle. Intelligent play. Moving the defense around. And that's just the breakthrough that Poland needed.
Lithuania with a zone set up there. And Poland spreading it wide with maybe 4 to 5 people in the back. Very many free options, and Saczkowska with that assist. Greetings to her parents, always watching her every live stream. Gonna shout out them for a little bit. And I do think she could have maybe jumped that disc in as well, but taking the safe option of putting it in instead, like assisting the point. So we see that zone and breaking through it beautifully, and Lebitska to Saczkowska and into the end zone.
So pull goes up. Lithuania scoring in basically one pass on that last point. Let's see if they can do the same again.
That's already too late. 2 passes have been played.
There's the deep shot. But a bit too far. Falls harmlessly to the ground.
I thought they were going to get...
Not able to run it down.
Thought they were going to get there. That looked so perfectly weighted and just put out into space, but maybe the receiver didn't quite know it was for them, and just a little too late in recognizing that.
Definitely a nice idea, but first turnover that we've had in a while. Poland immediately shoot deep themselves, but that disc goes straight out the side.
On the ground, on that gravel ground, and that disc might not be okay. Kidding, of course, it's just... Do you know, I don't know if you know that, I bet you know it, but maybe you watching know it as well, when a disc slides over the ground and it's like this horrible
grating
sound,
noise.
Grating noise, and that's just what happened here, and it just hurts my soul.
You
just
pick
a
it up
bit.
and it's all rough and starts cutting your wrists up when you clap catch it. Not ideal, but shouldn't be too bad. So Lithuania looking to hold their offense once again. Nice upline cut. And a quick pop into the end zone. But a travel call?
Yeah, he took many steps. Might have taken 5 to 6 steps to slow down and carry the disc into the end zone. That's not how it works. And the sun is out again.
So upline cut is good. Quick pop into the end zone for Vyskočkis. And Lithuania do hold their offense.
Another hold after a break opportunity from Poland. And I love that they're only using 10 meters of the pitch in terms of width. They're going up the line after up the line and up the line again. And I'm not, like, I'm a fan of taking the easy shots. This just might speak towards Poland's defense, that they're not quite where the offense of Lithuania is in terms of speed, because this should be, in my personal opinion, the first thing to stop, the easy pass up the line, especially when you're marking backhand.
Yeah, the defender got caught out a little bit, trying to put pressure on that backwards pass. Not able to get their body in the way on the upline pass. So, horizontal stack once again from Poland. Big layout grab. Well collected by Zepskowska.
Not surprisingly.
Lithuania opting again for the zone. Did slow Poland down last time, although they eventually worked through it. Just staying patient, working it around the back. Lebika. So it sounds like a bit of a transition call from the sideline, but players on pitch stay in zone and Poland just walk it through. Nice and easy.
So these transitions out of the zone can often end up in two ways. Either this transition stifles the offense as much as they then take a pass that is a bit risky, or someone's very open in a good spot and you can put it to them, and that's in favor of the offense. And I do believe that, so just again, personal opinion, not that this is anything you should apply or anything, but you could, transitioning out of your zone too late, so in the last, just in front of the end zone, is in my opinion too late. So that's what I want to say. It's too late. It's just the space is tinier. There is not, so a shorter pass will be enough to score. And I think that an efficient zone is held up to 2/3 of the field, and then at the last third you have to transition and transition well. Otherwise, you can really stumble upon it, you know.
Well, Poland's patient zone offense got the job done again. And it is at least doing, Lithuania's zone is at least doing a better job at slowing Poland down.
Than Poland's zone was, respectively?
Than Lithuania's match defense was.
Ah, yeah.
Poland were marching down the pitch very comfortably against Lithuania's match defense, so the zone is slowing them down at least. A short pull from Poland this time. See what Lithuania can do. Sticking with their vertical stack. High reach and grab. So disc is checked in after the pick. A blind cut does not get thrown to. High release backhand to the break side. Nicely done. Galba fakes the break, but goes infield instead. Nothing available in the end zone, and that disc just bounces out of the hand.
And I would really love to see Poland do something else than just balling it deep on that break opportunity here. They haven't gotten many, but every single time they have taken a lot of risk, and I would love to see them cherish it instead.
But a big layout block will crush Poland's dreams of getting a break on that possession.
Cherish as much as they could. Never see that defender fly through.
Lithuania working it in small space on the far side once again. They go down the line, but the disc bounces out of the hand. Petrakaita once again. She was the one that failed to secure the pass on Lithuania's previous possession. Bit more defensive pressure on that one though.
There was defensive pressure, and I'm not sure if the matchup got a hand on there.
No.
Or just flew to the back of the intended receiver.
Another layup bid attempts, but this time Poland do complete the first pass. Hammer to the near side. Not gaining much ground, but changing the angle of attack. Forcing the defense to adjust. Nice give go, return pass as well. But Lithuania's defense keeping Poland back. And that pass does not complete. Falls harmlessly to the ground.
I was just going to say this is probably the most passes any D-line has made on offense yet, but Hollister did just at that disc turn to ground.
So the around forehand break, too far. But really, at this stage of the game, both teams' O-lines kind of don't really need to fear turning over, considering how unthreatening the D-line offense has been.
On the other hand, we are at about 1 hour playing time.
Immediate deep shot from Poland is denied. Modesta Skalba with the block, but there is some discussion.
And I don't want to take one specific side of it, but it felt like the disc was pushed out with no more spin in it. Do you know what I mean? So someone must have at least stopped rotation a little bit, otherwise it wouldn't have wobbled out like that out of the hands of, or out of the sky towards our camera.
I see what you mean, but at the same time, well, it's difficult to tell what the discussion is about, because it looked like there wasn't a huge amount of contact. So a strip call could be what's going on, but see again.
You see how that disc wobbles?
So they're looking at the frame by frame. So it looks like it's a contested call. I see what you mean. The disc does come out at a weird angle, but at the same time, it's only a catch if it's more than one instance of rotation stopped.
Yeah, you're right.
So perhaps there was only one instant where rotation was stopped. Either way, contest is the resolution. This will go back. Poland look to play a little more patiently around the back. Lithuania staying tight in defense. Deep shot goes up. Not necessarily to the intended receiver, but the pass is complete. And Poland's D-line offense looking better than it has for a while. Managed to gain a lot of ground. But that pass goes too high, and Lithuania bring it down. And look to fast break. Poland's defense recovers. Shot to the end zone. Dropped once again. This time, Vileti not able to secure that pass. And the longer this point goes on, the more I feel like I favor Poland to actually get the break.
I would agree.
And a timeout is called. So Poland, they've had a few chances, haven't been able to punch them in. Let's see what they can do after this timeout. So crucial moment in this opening mixed division game. Poland with the disc on defense. They've failed to punch in any of their break chances so far this game, but they've looked better and better every time of asking.
And they have been grinding down the Lithuanian O-line for quite some time.
Yeah, this is potentially their best chance yet, having squandered the previous one where they looked better than they have all game. Chooses to take the timeout, catch the breath, draw up something on offense. As we have a side stack with an ISO in the middle of the field, an offense that we haven't seen yet from this Polish side this game, which does scare me a little bit. First pass turnover could be incoming, but no, they do complete it. The turnout curse does not strike this time. And Poland settle into their offense, just working around the back. Reset into the middle. They've done a good job all game long of moving the disc from side to side. Big blade does not complete. Heroic effort from Ośleszki. A very difficult catch. Pick called. Or perhaps a foul on the upline cut. Either way. Vysochis with the disc for Lithuania. Same upline cut goes, but it's not thrown to. Shot to the middle of the field instead, and a run-through block from Poland. They get another chance. Lithuania's offense not connecting. You have to feel that Poland is going to put one of these break chances in eventually. High pass, pressure underneath it. Took a few chances, but the block comes down. Immediate shot to the end zone. And good defensive pressure from Ośleszki. Gets the block for Poland, and they get another chance.
See that disc popped up into the wind, and at the second attempt, defense works out. And on the other hand side here, just pushed that disc out.
So Rzeszka with the disc on the sideline for Poland. Chooses to go deep. But there's a defender underneath it. Krujelite with the block. This is good field position for Lithuania. They really should be converting from here. As the wind picks up. They are going downwind though. And they've demonstrated so far this game that they have no issues throwing expansive shots downwind into the end zone. Upline cut, layout into the end zone for the score. And despite Poland's best efforts, Lithuania hold their offense.
Yeah, that was a grinder of a point. I don't think they ever really attacked their own end, their opponent's end zone, that Poland, but they scared them quite a bit and grinded them out for quite some time. And I think Lithuania did well at getting it back every single time. I do think, though, that some of those mistakes just were due to lack of concentration and not really defensive pressure on Poland's side.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I mean, it is difficult as a defensive line going out point after point and never getting touch of the disc when you have to play offense.
True.
It can be a bit of a struggle, but that pull lands about half field. Lithuania opting for the zone once again. Dido goes back, high pass, but brought down by Chlebika. Cross to the far side. Zakrzkowska. Back to Chlebika. Sticking with their plan of just swinging around the back until something opens up. Rudy now on the far side. Playing downfield for a while. We've seen him anchoring this O-line handler set for a while, but letting his teammates work the disc around the back now. As we've seen in previous points, Poland just slowly, steadily gaining ground. There's the shot through the middle. No follow-up just yet. And a nice little toe tap into the end zone. Chlebika with the score.
Yeah, Chlebicka, a player that has her career cut out for her. She was part of the Eurostars, part of also of course part of that World Games team. Is from Warsaw and playing with Troubles. It's been for quite some time, and she actually joined my team, Box, for our Worlds campaign and last year around, and it's just a delight to play with her. So much experience and knowledge of the game, big hucks and just stable handling, as we've been seeing all game. Her Bambula Duda and Zakrzkowska really working that handler set on the Polish offensive side, and they're just, yeah, you can see how much experience and game knowledge there is combined between the three of them.
Yeah, they've been having an excellent game so far. A big block from Poland. Koszmacki got enough of a hand to it, and now Poland once again managing to get turns on Lithuania, but can they punch it in? Having to go backwards so far, but wide open swing pass. Lithuania forcing them back. Deep shot goes. There's a player in the end zone, but it's hanging Lots of bodies underneath it.
And that is a lot of body contact. Vidrovska going to the ground.
So let's take another look.
I mean, that disc is very high and kind of a hospital pass, if you want to call it that. But
so Garba comes through from behind. There's a lot of contact. See what the players decide, but not surprised there's some discussion here.
it does seem like a bit of friendly fire from the Polish side, as well as, although
Yeah.
Kosmalski runs with, but then his defensive matchup jumps into the bunch of them. That's just what I'm seeing. Of course, you can all of
Yeah,
you can
it's a little bit tricky to tell from this angle exactly who's contacting who.
everyone is. I do believe like
There's a lot of
there's maybe 6 players around that. People are still discussing.
so it looks like it's Kosmaski, number 10 for Poland, calling the foul, which is unsurprising.
Yeah, I would agree.
So yeah, there's a lot of contact from Garba on his back. No, disc is going back. Which I think is unsurprising after that amount of discussion.
Yeah, and I think that is the right outcome. Again, a contested foul and Poland with possession.
Now we're seeing some of those give-goes. High pass. Brought down by Wadowska. Poland swing the disc to the far side. They're moving it very quickly from side to side. Just about gaining yards in each one. High shot to the end zone. Lots of pressure underneath it. Disc is still in the air, but falls harmlessly to the ground for Lithuania. They immediately shoot the other way. But Modestas Galba not reading that throw. Pulls up short. But they do force Poland to have to go the entire length of the pitch, which they've yet to do. So,
well, they've managed this point around to actually move towards the end zone. We've seen action in their opponent's end zone for the first time.
but we've yet to see a seriously threatening pass into the end zone. They've all been hotly contested. But Poland working up. Now, big layout block from Galba on the short pass. Again, good field position for Lithuania. So push-off foul is called in the stack. There's some emphatic foul recreation going on. But disc is checked in. Shot goes up. And a big catch in the end zone from number 99, Mantas Zabavicius. And Lithuania do hold their offensive point once again. Poland getting so close.
Time and time again, Poland were just there on defense, getting those blocks, getting their opportunities, but not quite connecting. And I do feel that both Lithuania and Poland are not quite using all the players on the field yet. And I think that might be part of why they're struggling with connecting especially on their D-line, because they're looking for specific players but can't trust all of their players. And I think this would be a bit different. Like the whole thing would look different if they were, trusting everyone the same amount.
Well, perhaps you'll see some tightening of lines as we near the end of this game, with both teams putting out their full offensive and defensive power on each line. But we have a long way to go. 25 minutes still left on the clock. 4 points required for the victory for either team. Lithuania going with the zone. Poland have worked through it comfortably so far. Doing a really nice job keeping this moving. They're being trapped on the sideline, but good technique to find a way through the wall. Keep that stall count reset. Big fake to the far side, draws the defenders over. Opens up a gap. They've been forced back quite a way. Rudy now finds the shot into the middle. And there's the first shot, really penetrating through the zone. Let's see if they keep ahead of this zone. Lithuania do recover outside the front of the end zone. Not far to go now for Poland, but still count rising. Nothing opening up in the end zone just yet. Have to keep working around the back. It's a good give-go move, but no real follow-up. And there's the shot into the end zone. Nicely done once again from Poland. Lithuania's zone, it's been slowing them down, but yet to cause any serious problems. No turnovers from Poland against it so far.
Yeah, that zone really puts pressure on, but those little pop passes always work. I feel like I've said that again, maybe in favor of Lithuania. This zone is putting pressure on, but not enough to stop those give-and-go movements. And there, Hlebicka has Duda there already earlier, but waits for it to see if she's really open, and she is, and putting in that point. Yeah, and Poland, to be fair, I do favor Poland a little bit in this situation here, because their offense has stayed perfect in the second half. I don't think they've actually turned it over in the second half yet.
No, they haven't.
They've really gotten into the game.
Poland's O-line hasn't turned over since the third point of the game.
I mean, that is so impressive.
So it's Lithuania that are looking vulnerable. Now's the time I'd like to see some of these star offensive players for Poland cross over onto the D-line to try and convert the block. They have to be feeling confident that they're going to get that block. It looks like they're sticking with their lines. No crossing over just yet.
It's not quite there. It's 20 more minutes to go.
Deep shot goes up. And it's just a little bit too far for Kundalaiti. And once again, Lithuania give the disc away.
It seems like they're under pressure to score.
I mean, which they are. Poland are executing so well on offense that it does put pressure on Lithuania's offense as well. But once again, Poland unable to convert the break chance. And there we are. Lithuania do convert. Took them 2 tries, but they do get it done from the short field position.
Yeah, they put themselves into a favorable position, or the Polish defense put them, rather. Not too much stress for them. And coming back to the point of they seem like they have pressure when scoring. I do agree Poland looks, on their offense, they look impeccable. But on the other hand, Lithuania have gotten every single point through as well. They've struggled more than the Polish side there, but in general, there is a bit of a difference in experience on those two sides, and I wouldn't, like, it doesn't really surprise me. And I don't think there's a there are heaps of pressure. You know, a little bit, yeah, of course, but you're always under pressure as an O-line. But I do think they have reason to be very confident in their offense and not trying to push it super far and, you know, taking the risks and shots they don't have to.
Yeah. I mean, perhaps there is an element of not wanting to turn over in their own half. But Lithuania sticking to their guns. Zone once again. It's yet to cause a turnover from Poland. They continue to work it confidently around the back. Not really finding anything through the zone just yet, but gaining ground on these swings. It's really all they need. Beyond their opponent's brick mark now. Disc has never reached stall 3, really. Maybe this is the first time. Just about got to 3, but Rudy finds an option as Lithuania transition to match. Nice and early this time, but once again, Poland just punched in at that front corner, and it's another clean hold.
And I like the way Poland transitioned from those give-and-go shots, as you mentioned, holding the disc for 1 or 2 seconds at the most, towards waiting in front of the end zone, just maybe taking one more breath in your red zone, making sure that disc is punched in. I like the composure in every single one of those Polish players. Just very impressed with their overall performance, to be honest.
Yeah, Dida doing a great job of getting free on this near front side of the end zone. Second point in a row where she's got a score by just catching a 5-6 meter pass. Flat, straight to the chest. And once again, the question is asked as to whether or not Poland's D-line can convert on this point. Lithuania have turned over every point apart from the first one this half. They've had a turnover every point. They've managed to recover every time. So vertical stack. There was a deep shot. High release flick to the open side. Galbert into the middle. Lithuania working it up much more patiently this time. There was a deep shot available right off the centering pass, but they opt to play in the small spaces instead. Nice give-go move to that far side. Still count rising. They do find a bailout pass. Almost in the end zone now. Bit of contact on that catch, but Vyskoskis will maintain possession. Uncontested foul. These things do happen when you're working in such small spaces, as Lithuania are doing. Pivot into the end zone, and it's a drop once again. Gedvileti not able to secure that catch. Let's see if Poland can work the disc the full length of the pitch. They've been unable to so far this game. No team has scored in this left-hand end zone. But conditions are calm now. There's not really much of a wind to have to fight against. A big gaining shot into the middle of the field. Deep shot goes up. It's hanging a little bit. There's bodies underneath it. And the tall frame from Lithuania bats that down, no problem.
Yeah, the bit of a better position and one whole head of length in favor of Lithuania.
Yeah, Galba just taller on that occasion. Some discussion in the stack. I think a pick happened a little while ago. Disc is checked back in. And another pick is called.
That stack seems wide, but players are still running so close to each other that the defense sometimes struggles with catching up.
So IO backhand break. And a complete miscommunication, but recovered wonderfully. Petrovetti maintains possession for Lithuania. Deep shot is holstered, but goes up on the other side. Galba pops it into the end zone. There is a call in the middle of the field, however. Not entirely sure whether it affected the play, but we'll see what the players decide.
Players were discussing lying on the ground and then discussing during that throw, but as you already pointed out, it didn't really affect, maybe?
No, it looked very much like the disc sailed high over the heads of any of those players and didn't really float long enough for the play to have been affected. So Lithuania once again, turnover and recover. And we are still in a breakless game. So we see that forehand once again.
Yeah, imagine being on serve in a game like that. It's very impressive. And it's a 13-all. 13 minutes left to play.
And it's Poland's turn once again to play offense. They haven't turned over since their second time out on the pitch, their third point of the game.
It's crazy, just crazy. Love those. I love those games where there's a lot of pressure and tension on both sides, but both of them can commit to, you know, just giving it their all and playing a flawless game in the end. Because even if Lithuania turns it every point, they still are flawless in terms of conversion.
Yeah, all that matters is the points. Clean holds are nice, but a point is a point, regardless of how many attempts it takes you to punch in. This would be Poland's 12th clean hold in a row if they punch it in. Lithuania's sideline getting loud. And they're sticking with this loose zone. It's been forcing a lot of passes. But Rudy manages to save possession for Poland. That slightly high pass. Lithuania trying to bite on some more passes now. They might as well take their chances on defense. Poland staying composed, working it around the back. High pass into space is brought down. Lithuania sticking with the zone. Poland are advancing more slowly than they have in previous points.
I do think they have changed the pressure a little bit. Also more male matching players on the mark here for Lithuania.
Nice shot to the middle, finding the space. And now Poland on the doorstep with their 12th clean hold in a row. Choose to go back though. Lithuania sticking with the zone. Haven't transitioned yet. We did see that in the last point, but perhaps deciding that their transition is not clean enough. They're going to stay zoned the whole way. Rudy has done a fantastic job so far this game of finding those penetrating passes through the zone. And there it is, 12th in a row, number 12. Zizek catching the score for Poland. They are 1 point away from the victory.
This is now the time to put on a pole line, in my opinion. Like, keep that O-line out there. Maybe take 1 or 2 defensive powerhouses on that from that D-line with, and just try and get that break.
Well, the risk is, though, if you put your best players out there from the O-line and they don't get the break, it's now universe point and not the freshest line you could possibly put out. Although maybe that's not really an issue because this Polish O-line have perhaps not been pushed physically as hard as you might expect at this point in the game.
Yeah, that would be my argument. I don't think they've pushed. They have been pushed far enough yet for them to not being able to play 2 points in a row.
Or 3 points in a row, as it would be for having held their O point. But looks to me like it's a standard Poland D-line. They're sticking to their game plan. So let's see what Lithuania can do on offense. They're opting not to go for the deep shot straight away, as a foul is called on that play.
Yeah, it did seem like the Lithuanian player already had the disc. And the bit came up from the back. So see Saczkowska on the field for Poland. Not opting to go full O-line, but taking her.
So, uncontested foul is the resolution. And a violation is called on the restart. So, shot to the end zone. Multiple Polish players underneath it, but nothing but friendly fire. And Lithuania come down, and we have a universe point situation.
And a Polish player on the ground. Fitting after the Galaxy comes a universe. And that game really deserves a universe point finish. I do hope, though, that the Polish player is okay.
Slightly anticlimactic end to that point as a big hit for the Polish player. It's still on the ground. Do hope they're okay. As they are carried off the pitch by their teammates.
Universe point with a first game of the tournament.
And Lithuania are unsurprisingly taking a timeout. most important point of the game for both teams, but for Lithuania in particular, as they're the ones that need to get the break into this left-hand end zone that no one's been able to score in so far against the Polish O-line that haven't turned over since the third point of the game. Universe point here in the first game of the mixed division here at EUC. Poland on offense. They haven't turned over in 12 points, this O-line. Lithuania playing zone once again. Slightly different zone look from the previous points. Looking to trap on this near side, but Poland have worked beautifully through all of the defensive looks that Lithuania have thrown up so far this game. They look to be doing the same here. No rushed passes just yet. Maintaining focus, keeping the disc moving, keeping the zone moving. Stolkant's rising a little bit now though, but Dida is found. Dida once again goes back in field. Shapiska tying her shoelaces on the far side on Universe point. A bold play, but they make it work as Poland tear down the pitch. Shot into the end zone. Travel is called, however, a few passes back. Hold your excitement, everybody. Poland were moving the disc very quickly, and the real skill with that type of disc movement is to make it look like you're not traveling.
Make it look like you're not traveling?
Yes, there is
okay.
a specific technique required to make it look like you're not traveling.
Go to Hive Ultimate to learn more?
Oh, absolutely. I made a whole tutorial about this a couple years ago.
Interesting.
There's the shot to the end zone once again. As you can see, number 15, Dovydas Gauba on Lithuania, calling a travel before the pass was even in the air. The travel was a few passes back though, which is why we're seeing these players discussing. Probably on this pass? No, that's not really a travel, is it?
I don't think so. No, because he has two contacts and then releases the disc. He walks back after that, which may be
now, if we're being very critical, he could have done a better job of making it look like he's not traveling.
Of course, but this is not like the goal is not to look. Make it
well, you
look
shouldn't
like
have to do that, but
yeah. I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right.
The officiating system that we work under does require you to not give your opponent any excuse to be able to make a call. And that's the real skill to these quick disc movement situations, is keeping a pivot foot on the ground very clearly throughout the entire throwing motion. And ideally the pivot foot that you would normally throw with anyway. So Poland knocking on the doorstep once again, having to throw a few more passes. They maintain their composure. Disc rose ever so slightly, but it is brought down. Stolkant rising here though. Lithuania sideline getting loud. Upline pass. Rudy, forehand into the end zone for the score. Szebika with the score for Poland. She's been fantastic for them all game long. And a well-deserving goal-winning pass from her. Fantastic performance from Poland. Their O-line only turned over twice the entire game, and that was right at the start.
Definitely very impressive start of the tournament for Poland. Lithuania, on the other hand, also impressive what they did on offense and trying to push Poland on defense as well. Just great stuff, and I do think both teams can still improve one or the other thing and then be a force to be reckoned with going into the business end of the tournament in the next few days.
Yeah, fantastic work from both teams. Very entertaining game. So we see Rudy, 8 assists. 1 block, which I believe was one of the first 2 points way back at the start of the game.
Must have been
Emotional scenes.
happiness all around. We love that. As Poland win their first game of the tournament.
Here we can take a look at the stats. 0 breaks, really the story of this game. 15 turns apiece, as mostly that was Lithuania's O-line turning over and Poland being unable to convert. 13 clean holds from Poland is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, those are very interesting stats. Like looking at those, you wouldn't be able to read them properly unless you've watched that game. 15 turns, but 13 clean holds.
Crazy, crazy stuff.
And then the 7 break chances probably.
Yeah, 7.
explain it.
Poland had 7 points where they had a chance to break, unable to convert any of them. But they secure the game anyway by winning the toss. And what a start to the tournament. But of course, don't go anywhere. We have plenty more action coming up for you today. This is just the first round. Up next, we have Switzerland versus Denmark in the open division and Spain versus Israel, also in the open division. I will be on the call for the Switzerland versus Denmark game. So we take a look at some of the highlights from this game. Although, was this really a highlight?
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that. That is highlight material, 100%.
Well, fortunately, no one was hurt in that play.
And all the flags are fine as well.
But Lithuania had some excellent, expansive shots into the end zone. This was one of their more calm shots.
Yeah, that end zone definitely was the favorable of the two. Let's put it that way. Tachkovska with this amazing layout. When you called it, I was like, oh, not surprisingly, because she does those plays all the time and jumps up like nothing happened.
Nice low catch. So thanks again for joining us for this opening game. Plenty more action coming up today. So don't go anywhere. Make sure you are subscribed to the ULTI.TV YouTube channel. Turn on the notifications so you know exactly when we go live for the start of each round. And we will see you on the other side.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, ultimate.
ULTI.TV.